Fáilte, welcome back to Ireland. You're going to love this next segment now because we're exploring why some heroic hounds are rolling up their furry sleeves, if they had sleeves, to save lives as blood donors.
Joining us today is Assistant Professor at the UCD School of Veterinary Medicine, Benoît Cuq, Finn Ryan and her dogs, Vernon the Lurcher, but also Mary-Margaret. Special shout out to Mary-Margaret. Benoît, we'll start with you. You joined us, like we said, from the UCD's Blood Donor Clinic. So explain to us, what does the clinic do?
So the clinic organises blood donations for dogs and for cat. We have a list of around 60 dog blood donors at the moment, and we are allowed to process and bank blood products. So with one blood donation that we will obtain from a dog, we can process that blood and produce red blood cells and produce plasma. And therefore, with one blood donation, we have 3 kind of bags in our shelves that we can use to help up to 3 different patients.
Okay, so Benoît, explain to viewers at home, why would a dog need a blood transfusion?
So blood in cats will need blood transfusion for similar reasons as humans. So either because you have profound anemias that needs to be corrected, you have had a severe road traffic accident and you have an acute massive loss of blood, you are undergoing an invasive surgery, extensive surgery, and we need to give them blood to support them throughout the anesthetic. And finally, you have sometimes specific diseases of the bone marrow or immune diseases that will destroy your red blood cells.
I suppose it's very like humans. We just wouldn't really think of it, really, or consider it. Finn, you're sat there next to superstar dog Vernon, OK? Vernon is a donor whose blood has helped to save many, many lives. What inspired you to sign Vernon up as a blood donor?
Well, Vernon's a rescue, so I adopted him from Laois SPCA, and when he came into the care of Laois SPCA, he was facing fairly significant orthopaedic surgery himself. And, you know, as a rescue volunteer, I've put my heart and soul into getting animals to survive and getting them back to health. And like, to fall at the final hurdle because this really plentiful product is just not available is devastating. So if we can save a pet owner or another rescue volunteer, that devastation we're in. Right, Verno?
Happy out. I mean, Benoît, what makes a good donor dog?
So we recruit dogs that are younger, so a donor should be between 1 and 8 years old. We are looking at dogs for which the blood donation is going to cause no harm because they are obviously healthy volunteer dogs. So we need dogs that are above 25 kilos so that the amount of blood that we take at the blood donation is insignificant for them.
So Mary-Margaret is out for blood donation.
Is out.
She's what, about
she's
3?
Delighted.
She's the cutest, but she's not eligible to be a blood donor.
She's only about 3 kilos. She does not meet the threshold.
And then the other thing is, of course, again, they are healthy volunteer dogs, so we want it to not be a traumatic experience. We want it to be something that they handle very well and don't care too much for. So dogs like Vernon, who are very comfortable with people around them, with new environments, and can stay calm during the time of the donation, are the perfect donors.
So, sorry, Deric. So temperament does have a lot to do with it?
Yes.
Okay.
Like if the dogs are very stressed, and we do a trial visit where we are going to bring the dog to the clinic, walk them around, make them meet people, being handled, having just a health check and a blood check. And if that is very stressful for them, we might not recommend the owners to enroll them in the blood donation.
And Benoît, just like humans, dogs have different blood types.
Yes. Dogs have several blood types. We will focus usually when we test them and enroll them in the clinic in one blood type for which they can be positive or negative. That blood type is the one that creates the most reactions to the transfusion, so that's why we want to be very careful about what blood we transfuse to what dog. And negative dogs like Vernon are universal donors, therefore their blood is very precious because we can basically transfuse any dog with it.
So he really is a superstar. And Finn, have you ever come across any dogs that Vernon's blood has helped, or do you know of any stories? Really?
Yeah, they do. They text you when it gets used. So the latest donation where Michael, the coordinator, just contacted us. We were booked to go Friday, and he was like, "Any chance you could come tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah, no bother." But that dog had, I think, rejected another donation, and he took Vernon's and made it. And he used a helped a cat as well once.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
So dogs' blood can be transfused into cats?
Well, yeah,
Go on, Benoît.
Go on, Benoît.
You take this one.
So it is not an ideal situation, but because there is obviously a lack of compatibility and the cat's immune system will react to the dog blood within 48 hours. But in a life-threatening emergency situation, we sometimes have to do it. The reason being that we are legally allowed to store dog's blood, but we cannot store cat blood. So we have a cat blood donor list.
Okay.
And these blood donors are called each time on an emergency basis because legally we need to have a patient in need for transfusion before we can reach out and perform a blood donation in a cat.
But that's frustrating though. Why is it different rules for cats and dogs?
Because if you meet a cat that is able to lay down like this for 15 minutes while we do the blood donation, I would happily meet him and enroll him in the blood
They
bank.
won't do it.
But
I don't think I've met
they
one
won't
either.
do it. And the requirement of a sedation, for the blood donation makes the ethics around it a little bit more tricky. And obviously, we will not sedate a cat if we're not sure that we're going to use the product that we obtain from them.
Finn, how does Vernon react during his visits to the clinic?
Well, now, Vernon doesn't like to let me out of his sight, but I do remind him that he got a second chance and he's living the best life of leisure. And I get in there, give back, and we'll do McDonald's on the way home, I promise. So he gets over it.
And what's his order in McDonald's now?
Chicken McNuggets.
Chicken McNuggets.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
gets spoiled.
I get it, Vernon. We all need a treat at the end of the day.
And Mary-Margaret benefits then as well.
Of course she
indirectly.
does. Look
She's
at her.
very supportive of him. Yeah.
For anyone out there this morning considering giving blood donation, what would you say to any pet owner at home?
Yeah, definitely do it. I live in Laois, I work full time, but the clinic make it work. If I have to go up on a working day, Michael will take the dog in before 9, whatever time suits me, whatever day suits me. And then I can work from the UCD club until Vernon is done. He gets a full blood workup when he goes in initially to see is he suitable, and then they repeat that every year. So you're getting a full health check on your dog. And all pet owners, dog people are dog people. Nobody wants to think of another dog person sitting there under pressure wondering is their dog going to make it.
Of course not, no.
Yeah.
And Benoît, is there a need for more dog donors? Do you have a store of it, or do you always need more blood?
So we have what we call an active list of donor, which currently is around 60 donors. We have 20 negative and 40 positive dogs. But this is a very variable list because some dogs will reach the age of 8 and will be removed from the list. Some people move, some people's life situation changes. Some dogs become ill as well, and therefore they are not eligible to give blood anymore. So we are always looking for more donors, always looking to, do the trial and see if we can be enrolled in the list. And for cats, we are desperately needing more and more cats because obviously, as you can imagine, these people are called on a very unpredictable timeline. So they are not always available, and it's a bit more complicated to timely get the cat blood delivered in the
Fascinating insight, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sure people at home have sat up and listened to you as well. Benoît, Finn, Vernon and Mary-Margaret, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks a million.
Vermila.
For more information, you can email the Blood Donor Clinic at vetblooddonorclinic@ucd.ie.
Now, coming up, we chat with Jay McGuinness of the Wanted fame. We explore what's on TV this week and more cooking.